What's up, guys? Just bear with me, running into a little bit of technical difficulty. Just trying to get a few things lined up for tonight. But we have got some pretty cool things going on. So first and foremost, I'm not going to go with the bearding fact tonight. I actually want to talk about a raffle that's currently going on from Beard Mob, Tennessee. Scott Turner, of course, is throwing it up there. It is for Bam Bam Friends and Family raffle. It's a $5 spot. I'll be posting this. I've already posted it once on the page. I'll be reposting this here in just a little bit. Just go out there. It's to help out with a member of the Beard Mob Tennessee team, Bam Bam. He is, unfortunately, looks like he is going to be losing his other leg. He is actually the one that kind of brought ABR to the table. So we want to do what we can for him and help him out. So like I said, $5 a spot. There's a lot of cool gifts in there. We will be throwing in a BWB shirt in with that mix. So you guys see that in whatever size you need. You just got to get with Scott, and then Scott will get with us as we go. Gonna jump right in tonight since we're talking about Bam Bam and whatnot. Mad love to you, man. I hope everything's okay. If you need anything, let us know. We'll be getting out your shirts here soon. I'm actually going to bring on our guest early. Just go ahead and get him out here. Since we're talking kind of caveman style, I actually brought Caveman from Wicked Whiskers, a.k.a. Michael Holvey. He's going to come onto the show tonight, and he's going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the comp they got coming up in 2023, among a few other things.
What's going on, everybody?
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There we go.
All right. What's up, everybody?
How you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm doing good. A little tired. I know we talked earlier about rearranging things and getting home early, but I'll tell you what, it don't help.
I just want to tell you guys, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks since you went on this massive push for the comp, and that way we can kind of talk about that. Of course, we've been talking about getting you on the show, and we've been we've been bouncing back and forth trying to figure out the best way to go about it, and kind of had some struggling there a little bit, but we got it in there. I'm super excited for this comp. It's going to be great. I'm going to go ahead and throw the banner up here. We got the Whisker Roundup Valhalla, the Viking edition.
Yep.
So what made you decide to go with the Viking edition?
Actually, threw it out amongst the members, and it was just unanimous. As soon as Viking came up, it was boom. We're done. Let's run with it, because everybody loves a little Viking action going on. So it was hands down. It was between that or like a April Fool's theme comp, but we just shot it down right away. Went straight with Viking. So
I mean, it fits. You look like a Viking. I know you're a caveman, but
yeah, I mean, but
a little give and take, right?
Yeah, a little bit of give and take. So we've been pushing a little early, but it seems to only work if we get it out there and everybody shows up. Been having good success with people saying they're coming. Let's hope we get half of who says they're coming, and it would be excellent.
One of the things that I've always kind of I guess it's just from my experience in the vape industry, doing trade shows, and we have in the vape industry, we had what was called cloud comps, which is basically who can blow the biggest cloud, and we did that for charity and for fun and whatnot. And one of the biggest things that I always had a pet peeve about was people putting them out at the last minute and not really marketing them, not really, putting them out there to the mass public early enough to where you can maximize how many people you can get there. So you guys have actually really embodied that thought process and took off with it. Putting it out early is not a bad thing. The earlier you get it out, the better it is, in my opinion, because that's going to lock things down a lot sooner. People are going to start putting that on their calendar versus, hey, in 2 weeks we got a beard comp. Like,
That's right. I figured this year, if it was in your face and you were tired of seeing it, I'd done my job.
amen to that. So
Yeah,
I'm actually really excited for it. This is going to be my first trip up to Missouri for a beard comp.
right.
Uh, and I'm super excited to come out there and hang out with you guys because we met in Nashville for the first time
Correct.
face to face
Yep, that's
when you were
correct.
judging down there for Beard Mobs Tennessee, their big comp that they did back then.
Yep.
Because I think you had wasn't it Barefoot rode in with you guys or
Yeah, it was
no? You were
Barefoot, and Summer Hibbler rode in with us.
Miss Jiggy yourself.
That's it. We turned a 5 hour road trip into about 14 hours one way. So,
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
actually
know
going to
it,
be doing a similar trip in January. So
nice. Well, if you know anything about how Brains and I travel, we don't just do beard comps. We research where we're going and basically just see what we can see while we're there.
I mean that's
So
the smart way to go about it.
it used to be beard straight to beard comp, straight back, or straight to the hotel. Neither one of us drink anymore, so it's just let's see what we can do.
Yeah,
Each,
and congratulations on your sobriety, by the way. Same to Barefoot as well.
I mean,
You know,
thank you. It's to each their own. I knew it was time for me to quit, so I just kind of jumped on the bandwagon and ran with it. So
I mean that's a hard thing to do. Like when you're first getting into it, beard comps and whatnot, because most of the time we're at pubs or bars or clubs or something like that, or a venue where they're going to serve alcohol. So
correct.
that takes an awful lot of willpower. So I applaud you guys that go through that. So
Well, I'll tell you what. There at the end, it was one drink was too many, and 100 wasn't enough. So you learn to cope with it. And that's
absolutely,
I pushed for my 1 year coin on that. No AA, did it all on myself, and actually had Barefoot pushing behind me. So uh,
that's awesome.
the day that my year came up, there was a UPS delivery at the house, and it was just a box full of stuff from Barefoot. I got a sobriety coin from him, custom knife. And it felt good because I knew if I felt like I needed a drink, I just picked up the phone and called. So
Got some comments coming in here. Looks like Yukon. What's up, buddy?
what's up, Yukon? How we
We
doing,
got
brother?
Mike Baker. We got some
How we
people
doing, Mr.
popping
Baker?
in.
Good
Uh
deal.
oh.
Good deal.
Speaking of it, Scott Turner
What's going
calling
on,
us
Mr. Turner?
troublemakers. Called us troublemakers.
Well, he's
I
probably
mean,
got my number.
he's got my number.
Yeah, for sure.
So
But yeah, getting back to us trying to get this thing lined up. I know I've been working crazy hours, and you've reached out a few times to me, and it's just we couldn't make it work. And I knew earlier this week when we talked that tonight was going to be the night to do it. So
I mean, honestly, I'm grateful that we were able to get it kind of lined out. I know you had a lot going on with work, and so when I reached out to Caveman earlier this week, guys, like it was literally, "Hey, can you do Thursday night?" He's like, "I will see if I can rearrange my schedule." So
yeah, yeah.
I'm very grateful that you did that. It's an honor to have you on. What's up, Thad?
What's going on,
Popping
Thad?
in, Jason Johnson.
Yeah,
So
I usually get 1 8 hour day a week. The rest are anywhere from 13 to 16 hour days. So,
trust me,
yeah,
I understand that pain. I do that. I travel with mine, so like that's why
I
Thursdays work best for me. Is I'm usually home by Thursday. So
gotcha. Well, I started out today saying I'm leaving at 11 o'clock. I ended up not leaving till about noon. Had to go about an hour into St. Louis, come back home. Whenever we touched base earlier, I was actually about 20 minutes from home. So
oh,
it
nice.
it worked out good. Was able to get home and rest a little bit. But yeah. So anything you want to know about the upcoming
Oh,
con? Or,
we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about a few things, and we're gonna get into some pictures as well. Because I had you send
oh,
me some pictures. I found some fun ones in
oh
there.
boy.
You in a tutu. I want
Uh,
to address the question from Yukon first. He said your raffle is almost done. Caveman just might be my new favorite.
what are we talking about, Yukon?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So just
Uh,
getting this loaded up. I do want to bring up some pictures though, because like this is the one that I'm kind of I got questions.
oh, I got answers. I
All
got
right,
answers.
let's hit it.
You fire away.
What okay? What was the comp, or was that just
Oh,
kind of a goofy time, or
okay, that was at Central Texas Beard Mustache Club. Uh,
okay?
I believe it was this past April or May. Their theme was Angels and Demons, I think it was, and uh, Ian Long and myself, I believe, were emceeing that comp, and it was a running joke about getting me in a tutu. And I literally said, if you can find a tutu big enough, I will put it on and I will wear it throughout the comp. And not only did they find the tutu, they found uh, gotcha. Okay, I gotcha, Yukon. But they found Crocs for me as well. If you know anything about me, I'm like anti Crocs.
Right.
So I did throw them on because Ian is a Croc guy, and yeah. So
That's
the whole comp I was in a tutu.
yeah.
Uh,
That's I mean, I would have done the same thing in your shoes. It just kind of like when you sent me those pictures, I looked and I was like, I got to know what
so
was the story behind it.
I was always, you're not never going to get me to do anything stupid like that. And Central Texas a year or two ago, they had a thing out where if they could raise like $1,000 for charity, uh, Ian and his VP would wear Speedos throughout the whole competition. Well, his VP got COVID and couldn't wear Speedo. So me being me said, well, if you can find a Speedo, I'll do it. And lo and behold, Barefoot had a brand new Speedo, and he's like, here, wear this. And yeah, I thought it was a joke at first till I was actually in it with everybody looking at me. So,
I mean, that's expected. Like, and
right.
looking at some of your other pictures in here, like that is impressive. Just for the record, that
Uh,
freestyle.
Thank you. That was just something fast and simple.
See, that looks more like how I met you right there.
And yes, that could have been the night we met. I don't know.
That
Nice
might have
black
been,
and
huh?
white.
Yeah, got that
Yep.
good black and white going.
Yep.
So this is actually one of the things I want to talk about too. Is the beginnings of Wicked Whiskers. So like I've heard about you guys over the years. I've not really had much time to explore Wicked Whiskers. I was hoping to kind of get some of the background story and how it came to be.
All right. So I actually started bearding in 2017.
Okay.
Was with another club, and we rode that club till about 2019. Everybody kind of went their separate ways. Wicked Whiskers was born out of boredom. We wanted a club. We didn't want to be independents. So we just kind of ran with it. And as soon as we formed the club, COVID hit because it was
Oh
right there.
no.
Yeah. So it was see what we could do to support other clubs. We knew we wanted to have, you know, a competition here locally, but we had to wait till we were able to.
Right. Of course.
Um, that opportunity came last April. Um, I just kind of walked into the venue that we're using and asked to speak with the manager. They give me the runaround for like 2 days. And on a Friday, I went in and said, I want to talk to the manager or the owner. I'm not leaving until I talk to one of them. And I kind of went in full headstrong and ballsy because they were new. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
1 second. Technical difficulty. Did I lose you, Ryan?
No, I'm here.
All right, hold on. Okay, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh man. So, anyways, I went into the establishment and literally sat for 4 hours till the owner came out. And he's about 6'2" or 6'3". And I said, "Hey, I want to use your establishment. And I don't want to pay for it." And that was kind of a joke. He did not know what a beard competition was, and he put me on the books. He's like, fine, great. And long story short, they double booked the venue,
Oh
not,
no.
not knowing what a beer competition was. So when we started the comp, they said, can you be out by 9? We had 53 registered competitors that they were trying to push out the door.
Over how
And
many categories?
13, I think.
Oof.
We went headstrong for our first one.
Yeah, a little bit.
And we did good. I would say we did good. $3,600, very first comp. Going in,
That's really good.
I mean, we was pretty much going in green to this competition. So, I mean, we knew what we needed to do because we'd been around them enough, but when you start, you're never ready.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's always a mad scramble right there at the last end.
And that's what it was. I mean, it took 53 people plus the club to pull it off. And the owner came to me that night at the end, apologized, and said, you guys have the venue next year. Hands down, I did not know what I was getting into. Congratulations. I love what you guys do. And when I came to him this year, I said, do I have a venue? He said, you're already on the calendar. Just tell me what day. So
that's amazing.
we got the venue locked. I mean, we got.
Oh snap! We got Barefoot on.
What's up, Barefoot?
Barefoot just jumped onto the YouTube. What's up, Barefoot? We were just talking about you, man. Hope all is well, brother.
I almost feel honored.
Yeah, I really do. That's the first time I've actually seen Barefoot pop onto a live. So,
I did not tell Barefoot we were doing this tonight. So,
I'm grateful. Absolutely. Barefoot, thank you for tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is going to be it's kind of just a laid back episode. No script needed, so to speak. But so with Wicked Whiskers, how many members are you guys up to right now?
God, there's over probably close to 20, but we're scattered. I mean, I got one second. My wife is calling me, and I got to take this, or I'm going to end up divorced.
You're good. I got this. We're going to have to get you on the show one time.
All right, you there? She'll call me back.
Yeah.
All right.
So see, I done got him in trouble tonight.
Yeah, this episode's going to get Caveman in trouble. So if I'm not at the competition, I don't get killed. But we have several members strung out locally. We have probably 14.
Okay.
So we're a smaller club in the means of club, but we're going to make it work.
I mean, it's not even necessarily about the size of the club, really. It's about the size of the heart. Like, I remember coming in to Mad Viking, Kentucky, when there was really about 10 of us, and only about 6 or 7 that were actually, out there beating the streets. And like now we're up to about 30 members in our chapter, and that's great. But we put out a lot of work just for the core group of us. I almost feel like we did more work then than we've done now, and I know that's not the case, but it's just because it's more spread out now.
Correct.
So it's not just us doing the work anymore.
And sometimes even with a club of our size, some days it feels like, well, why didn't you push hard enough? But yet you're not looking behind the scenes to see that club member A is busting her ass, you might as well say, to help get you to the next step. So
Barefoot is a member of Wicked Whiskers.
He is. Yeah. Yep. So he's actually for our judges and our MC, he is providing the gift, if you will, the judge's gift. So it's going to be all original. I mean, as far as pertaining to brains, I'm sure it's been done before, but
I'm excited to see you there, Barefoot.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, like for trophies, first place is going to be original to that category. Like if you guys like artwork, you want to bring your A game to this comp, because we've teamed with Johnny Rodriguez and Bizarre Designs. Your first
Oh
place
hell
trophy
yeah!
will be an original Johnny Rodriguez piece of art.
That's gonna be awesome. Oh, I'm super excited now.
So
Since you've done mentioned judges and MCs, I'm hoping maybe you'll drop a teaser for who our judge is gonna, one of our first judges is gonna be, or
do you want a teaser? I mean,
I
we
mean, I
can
would like a
tease.
straight out answer, but if you want to if you want to give a teaser, let's give a teaser.
Okay. So let's play a game.
All right.
It's called "I'll give you a club, you give me a member." What do you think?
All right.
Mad Viking. Mad Viking.
I'm gonna go with Wayne Patmore for Mad Viking, Indiana.
No, sir.
Ah.
You get one more, and then I'll tell you.
All right. Let me ask you. I'm gonna break that down a little further.
Okay, let's do it.
Mad Viking, is it main chapter or one of the other chapters? Like
One of the other chapters.
One of the other chapters.
Yep.
All right. Not Wayne. I mean, Indiana's, and the reason why I go to Indiana is because, like, I know Indiana is the one that travels the most. I'm trying to catch up to them, but and I've done quite a bit of traveling this year, but I still don't have anything on Wayne and them.
Yeah,
so
they travel out the ass. I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah, they are true nomads for the beard comp scene. So if it's not Wayne, I'm going to go with Stu Eggers.
No, sir.
Ah.
All right.
I tried.
Mad Viking, Oklahoma.
That was honestly, if I was going to get out of Indiana, that was my next guess, was going to be Daddy Dan, Mr.
Daddy
Dan Tackleton.
That was our number one pick for a judge. As far as reaching out, me and Dan go back a long ways.
And you know what? Honestly, that is a great choice. So you guys heard it here. Mr. Dan Tackleton, Daddy Dan, will be one of the judges at the Whisker Roundup. I'm super excited about that because I always enjoy getting to spend time with him. And I will have an extra pocket for you, Mr. Dan Tackleton, so you can put your pop tabs in. Since we collect them for the Ronald McDonald House here, every time he sees me, he puts a bunch of pop tabs in my pocket.
I got you. So I lost your screen, so I'm coming back.
Running into some technical difficulties over there, but that's not a problem. How's everybody doing? We've just kind of coming on here and just hanging out tonight. Let me go ahead and get him back on. We're gonna drop him in.
There we go. You're always going to have a technical difficulty with my phone.
Hey, you know what? It's all right. We'll have to do one live face to face when I'm up there.
Yes.
Maybe I'll try to come up a little bit early and we can kind of do a sit down and maybe get the judges in there and we can all just have a big powwow and hang out.
Nice.
So see you, Barefoot. Have a good night, brother.
See you, brother. So me and Dan, if you want to talk about Daddy Dan for a second, our very first meeting that I remember, I was a judge for the Bearded Monkeys out in Wichita.
Oh, wow.
And Dan didn't place that night. And we, about 60 of us went to Steak and Shake afterwards. And Dan was, I jokingly say, well, you didn't place me. Why don't I ever place when you guys judge me? You know, we were just having fun.
Right.
And so the waitress comes up and she had busted the table up into groups. And she lays like a $200 bill down in front of me and Dan. And mind you, he had been, whining, which he wasn't. We were just shooting the shit. And I slide the bill over to Dan. And we play that game for a couple minutes. And I finally slide it back to him and I just get up and walk away. So Dan buys my meal and I didn't really know Dan that way. And after that, we would fight over who was going to pay for our meals, which we've eaten a lot of meals together. And it's just kind of a good time, Next time you talk to Dan, ask him about wrestling over a hat in Wichita. He loves telling us.
I will have to do that. We
Yeah.
actually have another big name to pop in here tonight,
Uh-oh.
Mr. Clinkenbeard himself.
What's going on, Clink?
What's up, buddy?
I'm telling you, that is a big name. Big.
Yes,
Big.
sir. And just go ahead and plug it out there. I know we're talking about JurComp tonight, but don't forget about You Matter too, January
Yes, sir.
21st.
Yes,
I
sir.
will be
And,
there.
what town is it again, Clink?
That would be. I'll let Clink say it. Is that a fat joke? Clink, is that a fat joke?
Oh, come on. I'm getting
Sure.
older, Clink.
I think that is LaGrange, Texas. Yes, sir. That's what he just said.
All right.
LaGrange. I'm super excited about that one too. That's going to be the first comp of the year for me.
Nice.
That's going to actually kick off a very long list of traveling dates. This is the first year that me and my wife have actually traveled out for comps, and she told me, she's like, I only want to do 10 next year. Since then, we've added about 6 or 7 more dates onto our trip. So, but and the great part is like we get to experience. I've said it 100 times on the show, as a family reunion. I get to experience people that I've built relationships with, or that I've gotten to only talk to on Facebook or wherever.
Exactly.
Like or I've met one time, like yourself, like Clink. And we get to actually get out there and enjoy that time, just having good conversation and just spending time and hanging out with people that really mean a lot to us. This family is one of our favorite things. Like we probably talk about bearding at least a couple times a day out of every day. So
I agree. Like I ordered a photo backdrop for our competition. Basically, it's the logo that you showed up with the American flag. That's going to be the center point, and then it's a bunch of just random wicked whiskers put in there with some knuckles.
I dig it.
I call it my photo backdrop because we're going to have. Last year we didn't have a photographer. We got a photographer this year, so if anything, you're going to be in front of that backdrop. I'm not really for sure what he has lined up. I just know that he said he's totally down to do it. So,
who did you get for a photographer? If I can ask.
He's a local guy here. His name's Ryan King. He used to do a lot of photography, and then he became a father, and his son has taken the focal point. When he's not working, he's with his son. And I reached out to him and said, "Hey, can you do this?" And in a drop of a hat, he said, "Yes, let's do this. I'm on board." So,
I one of the things that I really love is I love getting the pictures back from these comps. Maybe it sounds kind of vain, but I'm really getting excited, like, because I'm doing the styled mustache categories,
right.
And so I'm starting, like, I can tell the progression of how much better we're getting at doing it.
Correct.
And that's a hard thing to get right. Like, just one little hair out of place and it's just completely done. So
anytime you go up on stage, we have to worry about that. And anytime I put a styling product in, most of the time it's just something quick to fill a category, because I'd rather help somebody than bring a trophy home.
Right.
If you will. I mean, we do have trophies in the house. Some we're proud of. Others is like, that's pretty cool. But I'm not a trophy hunter per se. But yes, trying to get everything precise. My very first competition, I am so proud of the very first trophy that I ever got. It was just a little wooden guitar that had Sharpie on it, and that's what got me into this. I did full beard styled stash, and very stiff competition that night. I was able to take first place. There was only one of us competing in full beard styled stash, and I'll be damned, I took it.
Yeah. Just so we know, we've got a couple of whalers in here. Mr. Lucky Charms himself is jumped
What's going
in.
on, Charms?
And then of course they want to pick on us a little bit, say no problem here with the stash, and then
oh yeah,
I hate it when my stash does that. Hey, look,
Well,
nobody loves a whaler. Just
I,
saying.
nobody loves a whaler, but I will tell you what, Charms, Scott Turner, I got trophies for you guys. I know we had to include you guys, so I got trophies. You guys got to come fight for them.
Well, I mean, don't forget we got Clink as well.
Well, he's got to get up here. I mean, who wants to take that original artwork home with?
Whalers are the smart ones in the group. Okay.
Ooh, I I don't know, Clink. I don't know, buddy. I mean, I love you and all, but I don't know. You
I think we're
forgot
just
to.
gonna. I think that's gonna be a debate that we're just gonna have on the show one night. We're just gonna have a roundup with the people from every category and just say who's got the best category.
I agree. I agree. I do a lot of freestyle now. It's not. I just found that category. I love being able to do stuff. Whether it's a win or a lose, I like doing it.
I honestly I wanted to do freestyle. Biggest thing for me is I haven't figured out what I want to do with freestyle yet. Uh, I have a couple of ideas that I might try out next year for Halloween. I'm waiting to get a little more length on my beard,
Right.
but
Well,
I have a few ideas.
and that's another thing. I don't have a really long beard, like to compete with some of the John Banks out there.
Right.
Phenomenal work. But
Could you
I just
imagine
go
if
with
Fabs did like a regular free or like some wild freestyle
it.
with
I
that big
just say,
monster?
I'm not here for a trophy, guys, but forget it. I'm going home, taking my money. Yeah. And that was another one. I got to meet Fabs for the first time in Nashville.
That was my first time meeting Fabs as well. It was my first time meeting you. It was the first time meeting Clink. I met a lot of people that night.
Yeah.
And I was super excited. Let's see, the entire judge panel I had never met before that night. So
Right.
let's see, what's this? We got we've got we got the Whalers on point tonight.
Oh man! Now I know Charms reached out, said he was coming, so I know he's got a. What did
We were
Clink
actually
just say?
talking about you.
Oh,
My
that's
freestyle
good.
experience is that my idea is not how it turned out.
Yeah, but Clink, I've seen you do some excellent freestyles as well. I mean, I've seen some where it's just like I'm not worthy. I'll be in the car. So
Yeah, I mean, well, with that big ass monster beard of his, to
oh
go
yeah,
with it.
like there should be a cutoff, like for guys like me and you, and then Clink comes
Right.
up. It should be like, no, you got to go to the car, sir. You're cheating.
Right. Or, or it'd be like all of a sudden a split category. It's like, oh, we're just going to take you for like 10 inches and under, We'll leave the
Right.
monster freestyles over here somewhere.
Right. Well, I'm judging one for Oklahoma next weekend.
Yeah, Core 4.
Yes, Core 4. And I was talking to somebody last night, and they said, "Well, we're thinking about coming, but it's only a partial category." I said, "So get your ass up there. If everybody thinks that it's just a partial category, nobody will show up."
Honestly, I'm still trying to get my head around that because the comp scene is still my general focus has always been the charity side. So I'm still trying to get my head wrapped up in full-time comp scene. And I mean, don't get me wrong, we do a lot of charity work, of course. All comps are going for charity. Whisker Roundup is going for which charity?
It is going for Raising a Village. Okay. If you don't mind, I'll tell you about it just for a second.
Absolutely. Take your time.
Drug and alcohol counseling, which really meant a lot to me when we started. Met with them. They were very appreciative, but in meeting and speaking with them, not only do they do that, but what really won us over was child abuse and child, if they've been sexually molested, the lady will go and put herself in court between the accuser and the child, or the child and the perpetrator,
right,
and not let them intimidate and walk them through counseling. Mind you that we raised $3,600 last year. in a scheme of things, not huge, but great for our first comp. And to be able to turn the money over and sit and talk and hear, well, that's going to go for a whole year's counseling for 2 children that couldn't otherwise afford to be counseled. They are a nonprofit, but to be able to hear that, what we all did are going to help 2 children for the amount of the course of a year was great.
Clink said it right here. Like, that's awesome. Honestly, like, and I'll be 100% like the charities, like, so Big Ben Beardsman, when they did Beards on the Bend back in September, like, they did it for Square One, which was a domestic violence, kind of like safe house nonprofit. So like,
Right.
these are very, like, these kind of reach me to on a different level. Like, I'm super appreciative for what you guys are doing, and $3,600 is nothing to scoff at. Like you said, it came out for 2 children to get taken care of. Like, that's it. It didn't even matter if that was for 1 child.
Right.
If you can do something to help, that's what matters.
Right. And when last year when we chose them, they were chosen by, we had actually reached out to a couple local food pantries and heard nothing in return. And it's like, we're trying to, give you money and help. And their name came up and we got a hold of them, and they're like, hey, we have nothing to hide. You can come in this building anytime it's open. You can see what the money's being used for, and this year we took a vote. We had them and another charity, and it was unanimous to help them again this year.
Well, I am definitely excited. I'm actually, if you're okay with it, I'm going to be plugging your competition every episode going forward until the competition. When I do my my cleanup or my roundup at the end of the show.
So. We would be, and I'll speak for the whole club, more than honored for you to do that. I mean, because I had made a comment the other day that, it doesn't work unless we have everyone's support. And we can't be at every competition. It's not possible. I've tried, and without everybody's help, it doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, and we've already got some good claims. Like Charm said, of course, he's going to be there. Kyle Waller, of course, from my home chapter, MVKY, will be rolling heavy. Myself and Haley is going to be there. Looks like Kentucky's going to come out. Shannon has even said flat out, Mr. Clink, that if work allows it, they're going to be there. So I'm saying, like, this is going to be a great comp. If you guys are not busy at that time, you guys have got to be here.
And we're going to start dropping more on the event page. We have a host hotel right now. As long as everything goes good to the first of the year, everything's worked out. Last year we didn't even have that. I just threw up a bunch of hotels and said good luck. But we have a host hotel. We got an amazing charity that we're working for. We have a good sized venue. We held 56 competitors, but 3 of those were kids last year, and we still had room for locals to come in and eat and dine. So you figure we, as a bearding community, had over 100 people in there and still had room. So
that's impressive.
It's a good sized venue. Also, if you're bringing the kids, they got video game machines, they got Pac-Mans and arcade games and everything like that. Even us older adults that like to play, it's there. So
then what's some local sites around your area or close to you?
We don't have a whole lot, guys. I mean, as far as entertainment value, we're in the country. If you don't want to do a state park, you're driving to like St. Louis to see the Arch or the aquarium or the zoo, which St. Louis is the only free zoo I do believe left in the United States.
Yeah, we actually drove through the zoo the last time we were up there. Me and my wife were up there for a wedding because we've got some family who live in that area. Scott's saying Lambert's.
Lambert's, yes, but it's 2 hours from me, Scott. Remember that. If you guys don't know what that is Lambert's. It's a restaurant. They call it the home of the throwed rolls. They literally got like yeast rolls, and from the room they will just hurl a piping hot yeast roll at you, and if you don't catch it, you're either getting hit with it or it's going on the floor. Scott, feel free to chime in. If you leave hungry, one, you ordered the wrong thing, or B, your stomach's too small.
So then the better question, is that 2 hours north or 2 hours south of you?
That would be 2 hours south.
Oh, great. So that means it's on my way. So
yes, depending on which way you take. If you bring like 24 in through Kentucky, I'm not really for sure where you're at. I know you're on the east side of Kentucky.
I'm in central Kentucky, actually, so Lexington area.
Okay, so if you chime this into GPS, yes, you'll come within 20 miles of the place.
Well, then I am marking that on my calendar.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the stop.
We got UConn, right after their comp, but they plan on coming. So UConn, I definitely, I hope you get to come out there. Every time I get to hang out with you is always a good time. So
yes, indeed. I mean, if I got to start stacking you guys in my garage to get you here, I mean, it's, you know what I mean? I know UConn pledged one of his awesome burnings for the raffle. So
he does some killer work.
Yes, he does. I mean, he showed me a idea of what he had going on, and I was like, yes, do it. I'm gonna definitely be throwing some money at it. So,
speaking of which, UConn, message me either tonight or tomorrow. I want to talk to you about something. I might have something for you. So
nice.
And then of course, Scott says it's well worth it. So I'm definitely excited. Just not only for the comp, but also of course the Tri-Lambert. Just come up there. I love Missouri anyway.
Right.
Especially in non-winter times, because y'all's weather is a little erratic, worse than Kentucky sometimes.
I mean, I'm going to be the first one to tell you our weather is like super bipolar and everything else. 2 weeks ago, let me do the math. Probably about the 15th, somewhere in there, of November. Brains and I and my wife do a family vacation every year. We just pick a spot and go. Well, we ended up meeting Dan Tackleson in Oklahoma City because we had to cut our vacation short because they were calling for bad weather up here. Literally, I drove home from Oklahoma City in pouring down rain so hard you couldn't see the end of the hood of my car, and woke up the next morning to 6 inches of snow on the ground. I mean, and then the next day it's like snow's gone. It's 75 degrees out.
Yeah, so, we had a massive cold snap last week down here, and it just immediately went back to like 60 something degrees, 60, 70 something degrees the first part of this week. Mike, if you are looking to put a comp on your calendar for April, this is definitely the one to be at. There's a lot of great comps going on right now, and there's going to be a lot of great I don't know if you've looked at the Beard calendar here recently, but there is a lot of cool comps that are coming up in 2023. It seems like we're coming back full speed, but this is definitely automatically. It's already on the calendar on my phone.
Well, I know. For it. Last year, several people said, this was our first comp since COVID hit. And I was on the inside looking out, like any club does that puts them together, and I'm going, well, I hope we did okay. I hope they. We were rushed out at the end, but I hope, people will want to come back because we tried like hell,
I think you're gonna double your numbers this year. I'm gonna put that out there, and I'm gonna do everything on my power to help make sure that happens.
That would be awesome and much appreciated. I mean, if we raise anything, it's going to be a blessing, But
100%.
To set the bar, I would love to see the numbers double. Each year they go up a little bit. Another thing, we haven't released it yet because the back's not finished, but Johnny Rodriguez, once again, Bizarre Designs. I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, we need a comp shirt this year," and I'm not even gonna give a teaser. I mean, he showed it to me today, and I was like, "Yes, hands down, that's it." So we will have shirts this year.
Have you figured? So We'll talk. So usually what I do is I have a guest, just stay on. I'll kick you out of the live feed for a few minutes and then stay on and we'll wrap up at the end.
Okay.
I might have something to help you out with that. So
Awesome.
And yes, Scott, I did mention it at the first part of the show. I started it with Bam Bam's raffle. I'm gonna bring it back up here towards the end as well. Just gonna do some quick cleanup here, and then I'll be bringing that back up. But thank you for asking. So we're gonna do this again before the comp. I'm almost 100% positive. Like I said, I kind of want to bring a couple of different people onto the show at once and just have a sit down and talk about the state of the industry, the state of the competition world, and what we can do as a whole to make things better.
Right.
And so I'm going to talk to you about that if you'd be interested in possibly looking into that going forward.
Definitely. So, I'm here. And I say, this, we have to make the schedules align because, it may be 2 months we're in talks before we can actually sit down and do this. But.
And that's fine because I still got to reach out with a few other people, but definitely going to be something that we want to do.
Yeah.
Right. So do you have anything else that you want to bring up right now? I know you said you guys got a raffle that's getting ready to close, that UConn has done some work for you.
No, I mean, not right now. I'm like lost and starstruck. I'm not going to lie.
Why are you starstruck?
Every time I do one of these podcasts, man, it's like maybe I am important. Maybe somebody, just a little bit wanted us to get out here.
Hey, look, man, I've said it since the beginning. When I started this show, is I wanted to tell people stories. I wanted to get on and just have a conversation with people and just have fun and make sure that people get to see what we do in our community. And honestly, you're doing great things. Like
we're trying.
You are, and everybody that I've had communication with, everybody that I've talked to for the show, they really put themselves out there, or they're working on something big. And I just, these are people that I've met from going to competitions, or I met through friends from the beard and mustache community. But you guys are doing work, and I'm grateful to be able to help provide a platform to help kind of push it further.
Right.
So,
well, I know Charms had said here like last week or so that, man, this is the most promoted comp I've seen. It's still 4.5 months away. I couldn't help but chuckle because my whole goal at the end of this is for everybody that sees at least one of them to say, damn, at least he did not promote that.
Kyle Waller said it best. Caveman, you matter.
Hell yeah. You do too, brother.
And you're right. It's funny. That's what me and Charms were talking about earlier today. I was laughing about the comment because he asked me a couple of days ago if I was going to make the trip up for the roundup, and I said absolutely. I said I've already been talking. He asked me he was trying to figure out who I had on tonight, and I said Caveman, and it took him a minute to register that I was talking about you.
Right. I mean, some people know me by my first name. A lot of people know me by Caveman, but I do my best to be where I can when we can. And our travels have slowed down this last year because of our schedule.
I mean, life gets in the way sometimes. So.
It's one of those things where we used to travel 3 weekends out of the month. Now we're lucky if we can travel 1 weekend out of the month. And it just, I will say this: work has to come first. And not because I need money, just because of the position that my wife and I are in.
Understandable.
So, but man, I seriously appreciate you having me on tonight. I hope you got some viewers on this one.
You know what? We've had a pretty good show, and I'm grateful. It's like, I joined. In case you missed it, I actually just joined into the Talking Beards Network.
I did see that. Yeah. Congratulations.
So thank you. It was kind of a big deal. It was one of those things that, when I started the show, it was just me kind of putting it out there. Of course, Andrew Orton helping me in the background.
Right.
And then, me and Aaron had a conversation. Actually, when I did Talking Beards I think it was a month and a half ago, when I did Talking Beards, it was something that kind of got talked about, but we just weren't really sure about scheduling and whatnot, and so it just kind of rolled into it. So I'm super happy to be on. It's an honor to be able to reach more people and help kind of expand what people the message that I'm trying to preach. So, last question for the night.
Yes, sir.
I want your most embarrassing moment, either in the bearding world or not, or your most guilty pleasure.
Well, where do I start?
Is that the wife in the background?
Yeah, she just got home, and let me tell you, I am paying for not answering that phone.
Tell her to turn around and come around on the camera. You can give him all the stories you want. Just go ahead and tell all the stories.
Most embarrassing moment, man. I really don't have one, because unless it's full-fledged nudity, I'll pretty much do it at a comp to help raise money.
All right.
Guilty pleasure, dude. I love food.
Who doesn't?
I mean, yeah.
That's not guilty pleasure.
I mean, she's saying I got to do better, but you put me on the spot.
Hey, well, look, what's his guilty pleasure?
What's my guilty pleasure?
Give us the goods.
I'm not allowed.
Hold on. Let's see. She can't say anything. So
You're a Britney Spears fan, aren't you?
I am. You remember the Leave Britney Alone video?
Yeah.
That was me.
Hey.
Yeah.
You like Aaron Sheeran, the guy who does this.
Oh, okay. I'm a huge Aaron Lewis fan.
Okay. That's great. Actually, I love Aaron Lewis.
I mean, when Stain was full-fledged, I liked him, but when he crossed over, man, I can listen for hours.
Fun story about me is when Stained was still kind of at their height. Aaron was doing some solo stuff in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I grew up about 20-30 minutes north of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Beautiful country.
And can be.
Yeah.
But he was playing a show at a little opera house in downtown Chattanooga, and it was an 18 and up show. I was 16 at the time.
Okay.
I went and got a fake ID and just to go and listen to him play music. Nice. Wasn't even any alcohol or anything. He just they were really strict about like the vulgarity and whatnot. And Aaron is not exactly clean cut. So
no, he's not. But okay, so I'll give you another guilty pleasure. Y'all can make fun of me at comps, whatever. Music once again. Nickelback, love them.
What did you think about their new song?
I mean, I had to hear it a little bit more, but all in all, not too bad.
Yeah, San Quentin wasn't as bad. Like the opening riff is what got me hooked on it, and then listening to it, it's just like it's okay. But yeah. I'm a Silver Side Up fan when it comes to their albums.
Right.
Like I'll still go back and listen to like their original album.
Oh yeah.
Here, I'll give you a guilty pleasure for the night. How about that?
Okay.
I actually like some of Ed Sheeran stuff.
Oh man,
that's what I was trying to say.
I didn't know we had to go to Ed Sheeran. I mean, that's my jam. Besides that, too. Hey,
I think he's talented.
So. Very talented, man. I mean, I may look big and burly and look like an asshole most of the time, but deep down, I got a heart of gold, man.
We got a soft side.
That's right.
And it's not just our bellies, right?
That's it. That's it. Like
big men have to stick together.
Right. And we'll leave on this note, but down in Central Texas, I'm known to get waxed for money. This year they were going to take my eyebrows, and my wife said no. So
you hear that, Clink? You matter too.
Hey, Clink was the first one to pony up money for the very first time. He actually has video of me, Jiggy, waxing me. So
just saying.
If you're bored, yeah, I mean, if you're bored, look up Clink, ask him, hit him up, say, hey, let me see some of that video. So
I might have to do that. So,
I mean, I think that
true story.
Yeah, true story. I think that night I was somewhere between $400 and $600 by myself for that charity. You know,
You know
so
what? Yeah, I dig it. I really do. You
so
got definitely bigger balls than I do on that one. So
well, I was all down for him taking my eyebrows this year, but my wife said she wouldn't go home with me. So you know,
fair.
and
All right.
Jeff Ray give the most money, so we give him the honors of waxing the back. So
Yeah, I seen some. I heard about it, and I seen some of the pictures that kind of got put out there. So
believe it or not, it don't hurt as bad as you would think it does.
well,
But if
we'll
you
talk
ask
about that at some point. So
if you ask Cole Beckley, it's the worst thing that ever happened. So because he got waxed too.
what the
Anyway.
heck, John Abraham.
You just don't understand, John.
All right,
But,
so I'm gonna go ahead and kick you out here for a minute. Just give me a few minutes, and then
sounds good.
we'll go from there. So I'm gonna wrap it up here.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you for coming on tonight, man. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Uh-huh.
All right, guys. Just gonna wrap up here. John, you just walked in on a fun part of the conversation. You guys have been great. Been great tonight. I really do appreciate it. Just go ahead and go back over a couple things for cleanup. Like I mentioned earlier, we got Bam Bam's Friends of Family raffle going on. Mr. Scott Turner, if you want to drop your PayPal in there, it's $5 a spot. They are going to be running this up through, I want to say it was December 16th is what Scott told me earlier. There's a lot of cool pieces that are going to be in this. Share this out. And of course, I'll be putting this back out on the page. We will be throwing in a shirt to go with this, of course, one of our BWB limited runs. We're going to have that out to go with it for one of the raffles or just as an add-on to one of the raffles. Of course, guys, like always, we're going to be talking You Matter 2, January 21st, put on by Honest Amish with Clink in them. I'm super excited about this competition. It will be my first competition of the year. And then want to, of course, tie in Boston Scully, same as always. Matter of fact, here you go, Clink. Get that pulled up here. Get that You Matter pin. I got in there with the jersey on my Boston Scully bearded rook for the 15% off on the Boston Scully website. They just released the Kringles today. Those are going to be great. We still have a few more of the shirts up here for BWB. $20 to get you covered in for shipping. Still got time to get them out there before Christmas. So I kind of wrapping up here. Thank you guys so much once again for tuning in. It's been an absolutely fun episode. We will be going for sure further and got some cool guests coming. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Remember, always leave things better than how you found it, and always leave a legacy. Have a good one.